2018 Renault Captur Review. The good points of Renault Captur: easy to push, eye-catching looks, low running costs, plenty of kit. The bad points of Renault Captur: relatively small boot, slightly bland engine choices, interior lagging behind class leaders. The Renault Captur could be the French manufacturer's smallest foray from the popular crossover market, an auto that is tall and roomy just like an SUV, but based on a normal hatchback underneath, so it's easy drive an automobile on the road and relatively cheap to own. So far the Captur has outdone its sales targets and turned into the biggest selling SUV with this segment across Europe. It's the second biggest inside the UK. Despite the missing E, its name is pronounced exactly like the word capture, and Renault hopes it could do just that for the attentions of buyers thinking about fashioned small 4x4s including the Nissan Juke, Peugeot 2008, and Vauxhall Crossland X. Distinctive design. In appearance, it resembles a taller, chunkier Renault Clio hatchback which has a raised ride height. Plastic sill guards and large 8-diameter wheels allow it a tougher appearance. Although it looks such as an off-roader, and is like one to sit in simply because of its elevated driving position, it feels just like a conventional car to push. That's unsurprising, as underneath it's built about the same underpinnings because Clio, which it also shares some components of its interior. Facelift from summer 2017. With a fresh nose resembling the more expensive SUVs in Renault's lineup, the Captur received a facelift in 2017. Although it made the leading end look significantly different, the back enjoyed a lesser amount of an overhaul, plus the interior made do by incorporating higher quality plastics. Renault also took the chance to rejig the trim levels, but mechanically it remained unchanged. Practical touches. Its overall size is relatively small, it's only 6 centimeters more than a Clio, which makes it very easy to maneuver and park in cities. It's also relatively light, under 1,200 kilograms. The boot isn't quite as big perhaps you may hope, but does such as a generous volume of extra storage in the compartment within the boot floor, and there's a lot of space if the 60/40 split rear seats are folded down. As standard, the complete rear seat bench could be slid forwards and backwards to build either more legroom or greater luggage space. A neat touch for higher trim levels is zippable seat upholstery, which is usually removed and put within the washing machine or replaced altogether. Range of customization options. There's an abundance of standard kit, with even basic Capturs getting 16-inch alloy wheels, Bluetooth connectivity, keyless start, hill start assist and cruise control. Renault aims for personalization options to be considered a key part in the Captur's appeal, that has a range of contrasting exterior colors with the roof and mirrors available, together with differing interior trim colors, wheel designs and decal packs. A choice of manual and automatic petrol and diesel powertrains can be purchased with CO2 emissions as little as 95 GkM for minimal road tax costs. There's plenty more details about the car within our full Renault Captur review. Click the categories above to watch on. The verdict. It may only be considered a Clio on stilts, however the Captur should hit lots of for a multitude of compact SUV buyers, blending funky styling with an abundance of kit and efficient engines. The interior might be better quality along with the boot could be described as a touch bigger, but overall the Captur scores impressively in one with the most fiercely competitive new car segments around. Watch the total Renault Captur SUV review whether it's good enough to go towards the top on the class. 4 engine variants being offered. 2 petrol, 2 diesel. None are particularly high-powered, though. 4 engines can be obtained on the Captur, 2 petrols and a couple of diesels, which are turbocharged. Petrol engine Renault Captur. The petrol lineup can be a choice between its 90 familiar from your Clio, and its 120 unit. As their name suggests, the previous makes 90 horsepower, enough for 062 miles per hour in 13.2 seconds. As you move, the latter produces 120 horsepower, improving 062 miles per hour to 9.9 seconds. This increases to 10.6 seconds for that EDC twin-clutch automatic version. Torque figures of both engines work out at 140 Nm to that's 90 and 205 Nm with that's 120. That's 120 in particular is often a smooth and quiet engine traveling, and the optional automatic gearbox swaps ratios inside an impressively swift and seamless fashion. Programmed to improve up fairly early to avoid wasting fuel, it could be somewhat slow to answer if required suddenly for overtaking, but a manual override function that you change gear by nudging the chrome-capped gear lever forwards and backwards really helps to make progress easier. Overall performance on that 120 engine will a lot more than meet most drivers' needs. Frugal diesel Renault Capturs. Renault Captur performance can be perfectly ample when powered from the DC 91.5-liter unit. Modest numbers of power and torque, 90 horsepower and 220 Nm, mean 062 miles per hour is managed in 13.1 seconds while using EDC auto transmission, increasing to 13.5 with the manual. It's an easy and tractable engine on the highway that's reasonably quiet at normal road speeds. As standard, it's paired using a 5-speed manual gearbox that features a reasonably smooth and user-friendly action. From April 2015, a greater output DC 110 version was created available. This more robust 1.5-liter unit promises as much as 76.4 miles per gallon and emissions as little as 98 GkM. Torque and power can also be up within the 90 horsepower version, arriving at 260 Nm and 110 horsepower respectively. This is enough for 062 miles per hour in 11.4 seconds. Surprisingly agile handling on an SUV. Plenty of grip for those models. Easy to park due to light steering. Quite reasonably, the Captur doesn't corner being a sports car, but it's nicely composed and doesn't roll around unduly inside way that you could expect from the tall SUV. It also rides reasonably well, bathing in surface imperfections well without feeling wallowy. Hit an increased bump, and, although impact is noticeable, it's usually isolated in the cabin and doesn't unduly customize the passengers. The steering is quite light, that makes it feel just a little short of feedback, but it's accurate and precise nonetheless. That extra light steering, together with all the car's relatively short overall length, makes parking always easy, and it's a straightforward machine to push on both open roads and urban streets. Funky interior to fit stylish exterior. Not the last word in premium feel quality. 2017 updates helped address deficiency of premium feel. Like most crossovers, the Captur comes with a elevated driving position similar to an off-roader. Visibility is often very good, even though the chunky windscreen pillars may make life difficult in long corners. The cabin is styled with just one flare for the exterior, by having an uncluttered feel along with a large, clean center console housing the multimedia display and air conditioning controls. Plastics used for your dashboard and down the top with the doors take time and effort, but nicely textured and feel durable, although Renault uplifted the quality on the touchpoints as part in the 2017 facelift. Custom graphics and color schemes are available for that steering wheel, vent surrounds, glove box and center console so customers can personalize their car. An engine start button is standard fit as well as a proper conventional handbrake lever is outfitted, instead of the increasingly fashionable electric button arrangement. The leader adjusts for both height and reach, as the driver's seat has 70 mm of height adjustment to accommodate drivers of differing statures. The Captur's ride is excellent. It digests speed bumps and potholes with aplomb, but retains a superb level of body control all the time. There's a refreshing not enough body roll within the corners, so occupants won't feel seasick on twisty roads. There's a certain amount of whine noise at dual carriageway speeds, but no over most cars of any similar shape, and overall Renault Captur comfort levels compare well with rivals. The seats can be a little around the firm side, and although they're comfy enough in short journeys, you can definitely find them slightly more wearing over longer motorway jaunts. The Captur's equipment grades follow Contemporary, Expression Plus, Dynamic Nav and Dynamic S-Nav, Signature X-Nav and Signature S-Nav introduced in 2017. The Signature Nav was already released in 2014, but was replaced in 2017 by Signature X-Nav. Standard Renault Captur SUV equipment. All Capturs, no matter what trim, get sliding rear seats, electric door mirrors, hill start assist, aircon, DAB digital radio, a USB port and jack socket for MP3 players, cruise control as well as a speed limiter system. The range starts while using Expression Plus version, which despite being the most basic variant is actually comparatively well equipped. It's fitted with 16-inch alloy wheels, Renault's R&Go infotainment system, plus all from the equipment stated previously. The next trim up, Dynamic Nav comes that has a 7.0-inch touchscreen housing the Media Nav infotainment system. This includes a TomTom sat-nav system with traffic information, Bluetooth phone connectivity and climate control. Larger, 17-inch alloy wheels with black inserts plus an upgraded upholstery design will also be included. Removable seat covers are standard on Dynamic Nav and Dynamic S-Nav trims. Mid-range Dynamic S-Nav trim will be the best-selling version in the Captur within the UK. This spec also may include two-tone bodywork, a central armrest, a leather controls, rear parking sensors, full LED headlamps and front fog lamps. Signature X-Nav replaces Signature Nav from 2017 and comes through an impressive spec, including partial leather upholstery, heated front seats, front parking sensors as well as a 7.0-inch touchscreen with Android Auto compatibility. It also comes while using Grip's 10 Assist system, built to provide greater traction over difficult surfaces and increase the Captur's SUV credentials. Finally, at the time of mid-2017, Signature S-Nav would be the top in the range trim level. Separating it on the lesser X-Nav trim is heated part Nappa leather seats, aluminium pedals, dimming rear view mirror and chrome detailing throughout the exterior. High-end kit like a blind spot monitor, automatic parking as well as a premium Bose 6-speaker audio system can also be thrown in. Optional Renault Captur SUV extras. Personalization would be the key theme with the Captur. There undoubtedly are a number of customizable themes from which to choose, as both versions is split up into further packs that is usually purchased to vary the car's overall scheme and trim elements for both the interior and exterior. The most extensive set of customization options can be acquired for dynamic versions. On the outside, it is possible to choose from 3 contrasting colors for your roof, mirrors, wheels, radiator grille trim, fog light surrounds plus the distinctive stripe for the side sill covers. Inside, You may happily color inside the center console, air vent surrounds, speakers and glove box when you wish. There's also the usual number of optional equipment, for instance metallic paint and heated front seats in addition to Renault's Ultralink multimedia system, Al-Wachi seen from the Clio, which comprises a 7-inch touchscreen having a TomTom sat-nav system, enhanced head unit and various apps in the online Ultralink store. The top Signature S version gets all on the tech available as a possible option on lesser models. 5-star Euro NCAP crash rating. 3 ISOFIX point across cabin. No autonomous emergency braking. Renault Captur safety credentials incorporate a set of 4 airbags front, headrest and side, seatbelts with pretensioners and headrests made to reduce whiplash. ISOFIX child seat mounts are standard fit for the top passenger seat and a couple of outer rear seats. Like its Clio sister car, the Captur may be awarded 5 stars in Euro NCAP crash tests. It scored 88% for adult occupant protection and 79% for child occupant protection. The 2017 facelift brought from it the inclusion of blind spot monitoring, alerting the motive force if a vehicle enters their blind spot for a lot more than a second. Note that autonomous emergency braking, a method which tries to stop your vehicle if an imminent accident is detected, is just not available due to your Captur's age. Some newer rivals have it fitted. Reasonable room for passengers, yet not class-leading. Boot space can be acceptable instead of exceptional. Sliding rear seat bench should be useful. Apart from the reasonably deep cubbyhole built into the top from the dashboard, interior safekeeping is at a little bit of a premium from the Captur. Most versions include a couple of optimistically small cup holders behind the handbrake instead of a central storage box, and also the door bins are so small to hold tall items as most with the space from the doors has over to large speakers for your stereo. Dynamic trim levels also sport unzippable and removable seat covers which could be put inside washing machine or replaced altogether if need be. The Captur's relatively small length means the boot isn't enormous. Capacity is 377 liters, rising to 455 liters while using underfloor storage included. This reaches 1,235 liters with the back seats folded down. The modest luggage space is boosted using a standard-fit sliding rear seat bench unit, which often can slide forwards and backwards to generate either more knee room if not more boot space as required. The seat back nearly folds flat and may be spilt 6,040. The boot floor is additionally reversible, which has a carpet finish on one side and also a plastic cover around the other for simple cleaning.